What's up, everyone? All right, so in today's episode, I'm going to break down all of my trades from today. And I'm going to tell you right now, at the beginning of this episode, that this was not a good day for me. It was not a good day on several different levels, including the fact that I just recorded my entire recap, only to realize that my microphone was muted the whole time. So now this is a recap, take two. Let's jump onto the screen share and start breaking it down. So on the one hand, life is good. We had a stock that made a huge move today. Went up, let's see, 255%. Annoyingly, this is the stock that I lost on yesterday. So yesterday we had this pop and rejection right there, and I lost on it. I went red, and I was pretty frustrated when that happened. Now, yesterday was still, all things considered, a decent day. Finished yesterday at about 22,000. So it was a smaller green day, but my daily goal is 20,000, and I broke the daily goal, so it was all right. But after hours, this thing popped up again. Pops back up to 10. Pre-market, 4 a.m., dips and then rips up to 13. Pulls back, pops up to 13 again, dips back down to 10, back up to 14. And, I'm still kind of adjusting to being, back here in the States after being traveling for the last several weeks. So my internal clock is 6 hours ahead. So the issue here that I'm having, and this isn't the market's fault, this is my fault, is that I'm tired at like 5, 6 o'clock at night. I'm like ready for bed, and I'm trying to keep myself awake. And then I'm waking up super early because it feels like I'm sleeping late because you're 6 hours ahead in Europe. So this morning, I once again woke up earlier than I would have liked to have. And I pulled up my scans and I saw NUWE as the leading gainer. And I was a little annoyed because I lost on it yesterday. And I thought, well, it was hard yesterday. Is it going to be any better today? And it pops up here, drops down, pops up, drops down. And I was getting ready to come over here to my office when the kids woke up and they said they wanted kind of a big elaborate breakfast. And I was like, well, yeah, all right, let's do it. So cooking them breakfast, getting things going this morning, and it's 6:30, and I see, this pops up here and then dips down, and I'm like, all right, I really need to get over to my office. I get over here into my office, turn on the computer, and I get a blue screen. Everything's frozen. So turn off the computer, and this computer is a beast. It's a great computer, but it takes a long time to do the restart cycle. So now I'm sitting here at 6:50, twiddling my thumbs. Like, how quickly can we get this thing back up and running? 6:57, it's still loading. 6:58, 6:59. And I'm looking at the charts on my phone, and I know that I'm missing this move. So coming into 7 here, it goes from 13 all the way to $18 a share right there. Well, let's get this on the 1-minute chart. So my computer is turned back on and back up and running by about 6:58 or whatever it was. The first thing I do is I load my charts here. I open my platform and I pressed Shift 1. I jumped in almost immediately right here on this pullback. And I was annoyed that I'd missed this whole leg up, but I got the next best trade, which was this first pullback. And so I jumped in right here, took a 10,000 share position, which is not my biggest position, but is decent. And I end up adding as it squeezes up. It goes up to $16 a share. Hits a high. Where was that? Hits a high right here of 1757 right here. So nice little trade right there. Dips down. I add back right here for the next leg higher. So I got these two nice pullbacks, and I made $47,000. I felt a little sort of scrambling just to barely able to take that trade before I missed it, but I got the trade. So I got myself a little bit of a profit cushion. And then I'm watching it right here, and we had a couple topping tails here and here. And I looked at the daily chart on it, and I thought, well, we've got a good amount of room. A lot of room to the 200 moving average. You take the 200 moving average off, and where's the next level of resistance? Let's see, we had this high here, which was 26.46. So some room there, the high of this candle here. So we had a decent amount of room. However, a couple topping tails here, failed to break new highs here, and the MACD went negative. So then right here, you get this big jackknife, 1850 down to 1620 or so. MACD was negative, red volume, didn't trade it because of the MACD. Goes sideways, tries to kind of curl up again, another little rejection right there. So it's like it's just not really giving us any more trades here. Now, it was about this moment that another stock popped up on the scans, which was MLEC. MLEC had popped up yesterday, sold off, similar to NUWE. Popped up today, pulled back, popped back up, was holding, and I got in right here on this candle right here as it broke through the high. And it went from 640 up to a high of 740 and then knifed all the way back down here to 460. Look at that high volume selling. And I lost $9,085.13 on that trade. And I was frustrated. And that was a big loss to take. Only on starter position, and I still lost 10,000. So this was at about 7:14 a.m. So I had gotten my trade on NUWE, and then I lost about 20% of my profit on the day in that 2-minute little window. And then I sort of sat tight, and I started not feeling very well. I was like, I'm not feeling very good here. Something's off. But I kind of got up and walked around for a minute, and then I sat back down at 8 a.m. To see if we had any news. And sure enough, we did have news. QLGN ends up popping up here. And so I was like, all right, nice. This is looking good. So bought a little dip on this one. And I got in for the break of 6. It ends up going right here from 6 all the way up to 8 and then dropping all the way back down to 550. And I ended up selling that basically break even, small loss, $300. And so that was 8:04. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to wait now to see, nothing else was going really nicely with news. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit tight and wait. And I was like, well, I've got time to the bottom of the hour. So I'm going to go lay down on the couch for a few minutes because I'm just really not feeling very well. So I laid down on the couch and I heard the scanners kind of beeping. And I was like, I'm just not feeling, I don't know. I'm not feeling very good. I'm just going to let it. I get up, I look over. I don't see anything that's that interesting. I'm like, no, I don't seem to be missing anything. I go lay back down. NUWE, as we got closer to the open, I was looking at it and I saw this consolidation and I thought, this is tempting. And it looks very similar to CYCC yesterday, right? CYCC, we got this nice move yesterday at kind of after the open. But with the halt levels and everything else, it's a little tricky. I made some money on it, but nothing crazy. So I saw NUWE kind of shaping up and I was tempted to come over and, but I just was like, I'm really not feeling very good here. So I'm just going to leave it alone. And it ends up breaking out right here at about like 18, 19, squeezes, dips, and then rips here into a halt right at the open. So what ended up happening on this is it actually started to squeeze before the open. So if you look at this here, it starts to squeeze before the open, dips down, open, boom, into a halt instantly. And then dips and rips up to a high of 26. But then false breakout on the double top here and drops down. Comes back up and then ends up kind of selling off. So on the one hand, I feel disappointed that I wasn't able to get more trades on it today, but I did the best I could this morning. I wasn't feeling that great. And this is where I finished the day. $38,512.88. It's more than I had at the beginning of the day. It's a decent day, generally speaking. Having not traded any of this move from 16 to 26, I feel like I should have been able to certainly double that, if not more. But remember, hindsight is always 20/20. It's easy to think that I certainly, of course, would have made money on this, when in reality, it's possible that I would have missed this entry because I didn't really expect it to break out there. I do a little dip here and then, take my profit into the open. And then it dips and rips and I end up not chasing it, but I add back full size right here. And then big drop, right? You can see how that could happen. So, yes, it's possible I would have made more money on it. It's also possible I would have lost on it, especially considering I wasn't feeling very well. But I feel a bit better now. So I think hopefully I'll be feeling good tomorrow. I think I probably will be. I think if I try to get a good night's sleep tonight, that'll go a long way. So anyways, that's where I'm at right here today. I'm glad at least I was focusing on the right stock. Definitely was focusing on the right stock. We had the right idea on it. Nice breakouts here. So that was all good. And then APM, this one, 172 million shares of volume. Started a little cheaper, dips down, and then squeezes at the open, multiple halts going up. So from, $1.20 a share all the way up to over $4. That's a big move. So I know I saw some traders that posted some P&Ls on that who did quite well. So congratulations for those that got some profit on that one. I don't know how much I would have traded it because it was sort of cheaper the whole way. But in any case, NUWE paid the bills today. And who knows what we have in store for us tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I'll be back at it, 7 a.m. Hopefully my computer is cooperating. I'll try to get over here early enough so I can make sure I'm in good shape well before the top of the hour, 7 a.m. So I've got a little more time. And as always, for those of you guys who are tuning in, I want to remind you, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, so please manage your risk, take it slow, and make sure you practice these new strategies you're learning in a simulator before putting real money on the line. So with that, I'll see you guys back at it first thing tomorrow morning.